could start with our glasses. Our sunglasses. Hey! Welcome to episode 4 of the It's Fine Empire. I'm just kidding. We need to start. Vlog.
Worldwide prestige. Prestige
ministry.
Worldwide.
The It's Fine ministry.
On Step Brothers, what is it?
I don't know.
Prestige Worldwide?
Anyway.
I don't remember.
Anyway, well, hold up. As you can see, we are in the car.
We're in a car.
And we're in my car. Holla for the 2007 Toyota Priuses. Anyway, we're just trying things. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of starting something new. We get to try this, and if we like it, then it's great. If we don't, whatever. So we're in the car. Just so you know, you're gonna hear the engine turn on every now and then because it's hot and it's Oklahoma on August 24th, and so it's still nearly 80 degrees at 9 a.m. this morning. So I don't want to sweat like a pig for the next 35 minutes or so. So we're just going to hear the air conditioner cycle on and off.
And it says consumption.
Consumption.
And it makes me feel like it's like a lot of diarrhea.
It's energy consumption because
I got the consumption.
Because consumption function. What's your
That's
junction?
not a thing.
Conjunction junction. All my...
I feel like we're all over the place.
We are all over the place. We are. So today we actually have a viewer topic that was brought up to us, and it's just so good and so relevant to everyday life, in and out of just anything, any realm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be talking about
boundaries,
or boundaries for those of us who speak English and know how to enunciate.
No,
and
serious talk. Serious talk. When I am doing my job, that is the thing I have to talk about the most is boundaries. And I talk about boundaries more than I talk about Jesus a lot of times. Yeah. Because we cross boundary lines and we don't even realize it. And, you know, Jesus is just like, stop, you're taking on way more than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And we let people take over us and cross our boundaries. And, you know, we've got some personal stories to bring. But as we, like, even before we get into that, be thinking already in your life, what boundary lines have you crossed? Or are you letting others cross? Or do you just not even have them? Do you not even have them? What's going on?
And so, to be clear, when we're talking about boundaries, we're talking about, there's several different things. First of all, it's saying yes to everything, not knowing that no is a complete answer. And also boundaries as in internal boundaries, such as people using emotional blackmail or whatever it might be, and you feel like you have to act, do, or say certain things to keep someone happy. That is not having good boundaries. So one of the things that I know about boundaries is that boundaryless people hate it when they meet people with boundaries, because they don't know how to function under boundaries, because they're used to just being able to do whatever they want and do whatever. And so when someone lays down a boundary, then suddenly it's like, this is a foreign concept and I am angry.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna just tell them my story.
You come on.
I've got a friend, great woman. We have, we had a good thing going. Like, we would text all day, all night, just about anything. There was nothing off, off limits that we could talk about, whatever. Everything was going good, and then all of a sudden, everything was going good, I thought. All of a sudden, I have zero way to contact her. We have zero contact, I'm talking, Facebook was shut down, phone conversation, she blocked me, even Pinterest, at any which way that we once had contact, suddenly it was just cut off. And so, to be honest with you, I was hurt right off the bat, just hurt, like, what did I do wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? So I'm thinking back, and I don't know. I mean, I have ideas of something that may have, like, bumped into a boundary that she had. I didn't know. I mean, that was never expressed, whatever. I don't like to think of myself as a needy person, or a person that goes too far or too much. But anyway, it's just like I couldn't arrive to it. But basically, she had set a boundary and I crossed it unknowingly. So then she just removed herself from the relationship altogether. And for a minute there, like I said, it hurt. But then after thinking about it, and I really couldn't come to a conclusion about what had I done wrong, because had I done that, I would take ownership, I would apologize, ask for forgiveness, all the things that I know a mature grown woman should do, but I couldn't find anything. And so I'm just like, okay, well, that's on her. That's her, not me. I'm still sad. The friendship, I miss it. You know, when you text someone all day, every day, I mean, when you guys are texting back and forth, you know, you're gonna miss. So I've you know, been grieving that time, but really it is what it is, and I have no choice but to respect it. And you know, we all have our thing. I don't know her reasons why, and it doesn't really matter at this point, but it just kind of stung for a minute. Now take me back 5 years ago, and I probably still would be on the ground crying about it.
What did I do?
What did I do? And sending like care packages, because the only thing at this point I have is her address. Like literally, like snail mail, like mail her something. I probably would have done it. I probably wouldn't have shown up on her doorstep, but I would have done something to keep trying. But at that point, it's my pride. You know what I mean? Just trying to win her back, because having that friend means I have her approval, and I don't need that. I don't live for that. So that just kind of stung. But it's something that is just real life, you know, and whatever. It is what it is. There's a million different stories I could tell you or whatever, but I'll give Shannon a chance to talk.
No, I mean, I get it. I mean, the thing is that we can't control other people. We can't. Yeah. All we can control is our skin and everything in it. That's it. Yeah. That's all we've got in this world. That's all we have. Yeah. And so when people try to manipulate us, or if they try to do the whole martyr thing, or if they, you know, if they feel intimidated and so they rise up. Even last week we were talking about how we women, we like to cut each other down to make ourselves feel better because of insecurity. Well, here's the thing. That's on us. That's a boundary. That's a boundary. For sure. And so we have got to be okay. So when people do say things, and Scripture talks about, you know, when you are a follower of Jesus, you know, we don't really have to get offended. We don't have to. And the reason is because we can walk away from things, because we have the Holy Spirit living within us, and we don't have to carry the baggage of someone else. And so, and I think we do that a lot. Like somebody gives us some bad feedback, or some feedback that probably was true, but we don't want to own it. And so then all of a sudden it becomes who we are, and you know, we carry that, and we're so bogged down with it. And that's just not the way, especially like on social media these days. Like somebody shares an opinion and it's opposite of maybe what we believe, and then suddenly it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to take this personally, and it's just going to be a bad deal. I'm going to have to block this person now because of what they said on social media, which is weird, because the whole purpose of social media is so that we can share our opinions, and it's okay. It's because here's the thing, if we're both the same, one of us is not needed. So let's enjoy each other's differences, and we have those boundaries within ourselves that say, I'm okay if that person believes totally different than me, because I know what I believe, and I'm secure in that. But boundaries are not to keep people out. They're just to help you stay healthy on the inside. And if you are truly healthy, then it's actually inclusionary. It includes other people in it. Because you can say anything you want to me, and I'm going to be, it's totally fine.
Well, and talking about setting boundaries, initially, if you're not used to setting boundaries, like it can feel like what you're talking about, like blocking people out, and that's not what it is. It's really identifying who you are, what are your values, what are things that you want in your life, or what are things you don't want in your life, and just operating through that. She can bring something to me that would really kind of cross a boundary, and because I love her, she loves me, I can tell her, hey, that's all right, but I'm not okay with that, and I can say that. And our friendship is not based on whether or not I agree with her about that certain thing. I know this is kind of out there, it's kind of broad, but specifically, I don't even know, something I can't even think of anything right off the bat, but just like placing those boundaries, putting those boundaries in place is just wildly healthy and encouraging and motivating for yourself. You know, I'm worth it. I'm worth this. I'm worth this value. In college, I had no boundaries. And I'm not going to go into my story one day. This is not the day for that. But I had no boundaries. And unfortunately... I had no boundaries. But the thing is, I had no boundaries because I was looking for love. I was looking for things that had no business looking for in other people, by the way. Secondly, it hurt me more than anything. So when I did finally come to the conclusion, like, hey, listen, this is not okay. It's like the railings on a bridge. You know, I felt more free within these parameters than going crazy, you know, and not to mention what God did on the inside. Once you make that first step of really like standing up for yourself and saying, this is okay, anything past it is not. Yeah. I don't know. I just really think that's where a lot of help for me, like love came. And it's not easy, you know, because when people bump up against your boundaries, you have to be the one. You can't expect somebody else to uphold your boundary. I mean, we would hope that, but it doesn't always happen. So,
it's just your skin and everything in it.
Yep.
You can't uphold. Are we intruding on something?
I just got a text. The Newsboys United Tour is coming to my city.
Oh, yay.
I've never seen the Newsboys, nor did I ask to be included. But get your tickets today. Head to http://bit.ly/2br6. I could keep going.
The Newsboys better pay us for this.
Comment below if you want this link, and I'll go ahead and post it down below so you get your tickets to see the Newsboys.
I saw the Newsboys
1973
at Six Flags. I was born in 1973.
Okay, sorry.
I saw the Newsboys in 1992. No, 1989.
How old were you?
I was in 9th grade and 10th grade.
How old were you? What is that? 17?
16, 17, 15?
What
15
year was
and
it?
16.
What year is it?
It was 1989. Stop,
I was
you
8.
little pup.
I was
Stop,
8.
you little pup. Anyway, and I just thought they were the coolest ever. And I went and waited in this tent for them to sign my
bra.
My autograph book.
Sign my bra.
Back in the 90s, we had things called autograph books. And yeah, so Michael Tate and Kevin. I can never remember Kevin's last name. No, Michael Tate's the black guy.
I don't see color, Shannon.
All I know is my best friend at the time, Carrie, I took her picture with Toby Mac. I felt pretty special.
Speak live. Speak live.
I felt pretty special. But anyway, whatever.
Toby Mac, I'm going to introduce myself.
He's a small little nugget.
I'm sure he's going to love that you said that to the world.
Because he's going to see this?
He might.
Anyway,
hey, Toby.
He's just real little. He's just a little nugget. But anyway, yeah.
Probably like a chicken strip, not a nugget.
I don't know what just happened. But anyway, yeah, boundaries. So you got to have them. But here's the thing about boundaries. You cannot set boundaries if you do not have self-love. If you do not have self-respect. And a lot of times that's where lack of boundaries come from. Just like you said, you're wanting people to love you. So they're like, hey, can you feed my dog at 2 o'clock in the morning? And you're like, in the inside, you're like, no, heck no. But on the outside, you're like, sure. I would love to do that.
Or you don't want to make people mad if you're a people pleaser. I mean, of course I will. And then that just builds resentment. Like, that's not...
It's ridiculous.
Girl, you're better than that.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's redonkulous.
We're never doing this in the car again. Anyway. All right. So anyway, that's the thing is you have to see worth in yourself. You have to see your value. Because here's the deal. I mean, you think about Jesus. One of his best friends was dying.
Yeah.
Dying. And he was 3 days away. And what did he do? Did he jump on a cougar and get to wherever? Or a jaguar? A jaguar?
A jaguar. A jaguar.
Did we sound rich when we said that?
I don't.
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Were there jaguars in biblical times? I mean, I'm sure there were.
There were dinosaurs. Anywho.
Oh, Lord.
So anyway, no, he even slowed his pace. I mean, like, he didn't There was no knees to chest hustle to get there. And it wasn't because he was trying to it wasn't because he was like, I'm just going to slow down so that he dies. No, it was that he knew what the work was that had to be done. He knew the greater value of the situation. And it was not to rush to get there. It was not, because that would have been that would have been us. That would have been me, people pleasing. Just knowing, Mary and Martha would be there, and if you would have been here,
and they were good friends. Like let's not. They were good friends. It's not like not that he didn't want to.
They would have had a vlog together.
Yeah, they would have. They would. In the car.
Yeah,
and on the Jaguar
in front of the library. I don't know.
Well, hold on. Okay, back to serious thought. One thing I was thinking about, or that I just thought of, once you set the one boundary. Well, for me, once I started, I'm like, okay, this is a thing that has to happen in my life. Then I saw different areas of my life, like, that would be useful here. And so it's not that I'm walking around these blocks of boundaries everywhere, but I'm in this process still learning, who am I? What are my core values? Like, this is something that's further away from who I want to be. So I don't need to be there. So here's probably about is where, you know what I mean, where I'll end it. So I will say that now, if I could set some boundaries with sweets and cake and stuff like that, but you know what, I'm a work in progress. I never said I was there, so I don't know.
None of us are there.
Yeah,
we're all a work in progress. I talk a really good game about boundaries, and there's some areas ironclad, but then there's some areas it's like I have absolutely no boundaries. What is happening right now?
Yeah.
So and for me it used to be work too, like at work. Can you stay late? Well, there's 16 other people here, and I stayed late the last 3 times, but sure, I'll just stay late. And it was like, you can become a doormat.
Yeah.
And so you teach people how to treat you.
Yeah, she said that before, and I hear her voice in my head sometimes when I'm acting a fool. Yeah. I will say,
all the time you hear my voice in your head?
Shut up. I mean, hush. You know something that... Setting boundaries as a mother with my kids.
Oh, snap.
I know it. So you can call the police on me, that's fine. But I'm learning to say, you know what, no, this is mommy time. So, the little one's down for a nap. I've got the 2 big kids, and it's like they only want to talk to me when I don't want to be talked to, it feels like. And so not all the time, but I'm literally, like, working on it, like, today. No, I need some quiet. Will you go? Let me have 30 minutes. I'm going to have 30 minutes of just quiet time. And that's where my self-discipline needs to really, all the time, come in, because half the time I'll spend that 30 minutes on my phone, messing around on Facebook. But, honestly, like, I'm working on it. So, boundaries to the kiddos, I'm really good at giving them what they want, But what they need is a mother who will stand up and say, hey, I need a little bit of me time. Yeah. They get their quiet time. I need it as well. So that's just, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it really goes over every area of your life.
Parenting is a huge one. I know for me, there was a time when one of my kids left her lunchbox at the house 3 days in a row. And what did I do? Ran that lunchbox right back up to the school. Oh my gosh, my kid left her lunchbox, or her homework, or her whatever. She was just leaving stuff all the time. And finally one day I said, okay, here's the deal. From here on out, if you leave something behind because you were not responsible enough to take care of it, because you're in 7th grade, you have the cognizance to do this, then you're just going to have to suffer the repercussions. If that means that you've left your lunch behind, you're going to have to be hungry for the last 2 hours of school. If you leave your homework behind, you're going to have to explain that to your teacher. But it's going to be between you and your teacher from now on. It is not going to be about me. And if your teacher comes to me and asks me about it, I will be truthful and honest with her. And say what you may. But I will tell you this, that kid never left her lunchbox again.
Because she starved to death.
And if she did, she didn't complain, and she didn't even tell me about it, because she knew what I was going to say was, sorry for you, but that's not on me. And then if she left her homework, I mean, it was a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So, but then again, I did advocate for her whenever, I mean, it's not like it's, well, it's on you now. I'll never forget the time her teacher called me and said, you're going to have to come bring her a change of clothes because she's wearing inappropriate clothing. And I'm like, what? She was wearing a white shirt that she was wearing a tank top under, but the white shirt it was thin. It was one of those thinner things, and she was wearing like 3 shirts. That was just the top one. And I got up there and I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? This is more modest than what your teacher is wearing at this point. What are you talking about? So, I mean, it's not like boundaries are saying, oh, it's all on you. I mean, we advocate where we should as parents, but we also have to draw the line, and we also have to have boundaries with our kids. Because if not, and even boundaries with social media, boundaries with what they are consuming, whether it be in their mind or, whatever, the music they listen to, the things that they're watching, because whatever they're putting in, that's what you're going to get out. And so, anyway, boundaries are so healthy. They are the healthiest thing that we can do for our kids, but we have to be okay within ourselves in order to do that, because a lot of parents, the minute they get a little brushback from their kids, they're like, okay, well, never mind then. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yep.
I'm fine.
So, I'm going to actually come in. You said they're the healthiest thing we can do as parents. One thing that I caught myself probably a few months ago doing is calling something boundaries that I'd set with a person when really it was an excuse to not have to engage them.
Oh, snap.
And empathize and sympathize and reach out and really work on our strained relationship. And I kept calling it boundaries. And so at that point, I just remember I had a phone conversation with a friend of mine, and, she and I are always like, boundaries, 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 but we have very similarly strained relationships, and I basically confessed it for myself, asked her about it, and I was immediately convicted.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but that was sobering.
Yeah, I do that.
TBH. Boundaries. And in reality, I'm just walling myself off and being heinous. I wasn't loving. Yeah. And you know the difference between a loving, healthy boundary and you're just running away and slapping the label of boundaries on it. So that's just food for thought. I mean, it ain't easy being cheesy. And
well, if you feel like you're keeping someone out, then that's the wrong motive for a boundary.
Yeah.
If you feel like it's keeping someone out. However, I will say this, the best part about boundaries is that other person, boundaries basically says, I'm sorry that you're a jackwagon right now, but it does not have to ruffle my feathers.
I totally didn't think you were going to say jackwagon. And I was on board. And then she jackknifed and said jackwagon.
But seriously, I mean, I will never forget, just dealing with someone who was really, really grumpy and never had anything positive to say. And it used to just wear on me. I was like, what is this about? And finally, I read the book Boundaries by Townsend and Cloud. And all of a sudden, I realized when that person was saying stuff, it was like, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your little apple cart is overturned, but that does not have to affect me. And I walked away happy as a clam. And I think that that's very much a part of boundaries, is when people complain and gripe, or especially if they gripe and complain at you or to you, then you feel like you have to carry that. And you don't. It's, I'm sorry you're having a bad day, but that does not have to affect my internal balance. And I don't think that, and that's the point of all of this.
Right. Well, and that relationship that I was using boundaries as a cover for not engaging them, I'm to the point now, and it wasn't an easy thing to start doing, but really communicating with that person. Like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this, that, or the other. I love you. I'll be around. Or you don't even maybe have to qualify it with I love you. I'll be around. But like, I'm not going to do that. No, that's not going to work for me. And you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be spiteful. You don't have to be resentful. Nor do you have to say it or text it or whatever and then hold on to this. And how are they going to respond? Like, just be at peace with your words. No, I'm sorry. That's not going to work for me.
Free.
Done.
Yeah.
There's freedom there. And so that's the thing. That's a boundary, but still loving and being honoring. So I'm like, how can I best honor this person, respect this person, love this person without getting wrapped up in their crazy, boundaries, put words to it, communicate. That's the best way you can love someone, be it your children, your friends, your spouse, your work, like anybody. I mean, if you work with crazy people, that's okay, because there's crazy people out there. That's, we're them. Just say, hey, yeah, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go to lunch with whoever, or whatever. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. What's going to happen. We're talking all this smack about boundaries, and both of us are going to get hit this week.
All week long.
Something. All the time. Every time. Like,
I'm done with life.
That's how it goes.
And then I'm all grumpy, and I'm like, I don't know why. And then it's like,
I'm sorry your apple cart is turned over, but
I've taken on everybody's apple cart.
Why are there so many apples?
Who knew there were so many apple carts in Oklahoma?
Then you just take them and you make some applesauce.
That's lemons with lemonade. But anyway, we can do this, y'all.
Yeah.
We can do boundaries. And in scripture, it talks about you just shake the dust off your sandals and you move to the next town. That's what you just got to do. Shake the dust off your sandals.
And your toe feathers.
Even though I am ready for the fall. So, I'm ready to get these sandals off, put some boots on.
Quit shaving my legs.
I already did. Whoops.
I only shave from the knee down.
Anyway, you just...
It's not.
Did it go out your nose?
No, it just was in there.
I've done that before with milk.
I don't drink milk.
It just goes... It's really disgusting. So what are you grateful for this week?
Oh, gosh. You want to know what I'm grateful for?
Ooh, I want to know.
Girl. Friends. I went and saw my counselor on Wednesday, and I hadn't seen him in like a year or something like that. But just like, I'm so grateful for trained professionals, because we all know I'm crazy and I love it, but it's just like I got in my head, you know what I mean? And I tell people he is the most expensive best friend, but gosh, I'm not letting go of him. So anyway, I'm just grateful for the opportunity, whether it be a friend or a professional or something like that, but someone just to be able to talk to. Gosh, I'm an external processor, so getting it all out and having someone with a trained ear to kind of help me make sense of some things, and it's just a little touch point, but gosh, I'm so grateful for that. Can I be grateful for two things?
You can.
Okay. I'm also grateful for chocolate cake.
Oh, girl.
Right. Jose's birthday was on Sunday, and so his coworker got him this like little, like maybe that biggish, chocolate mousse cake from La Baguette.
Girl, that is legit.
Yes! Oh, I guess I might be a week behind. Or maybe I'm not a week behind. But anyway.
It was last week.
I am grateful for that. It was so moist and yummy, and it was just, it was so moist and yummy. So, counselors and chocolate cake. Hey, when I die, will you, like, make that a theme?
What if you had chocolate cake while you were talking to your counselor?
I would just...
Heaven.
I don't know.
I'm sure he would eat some with you.
No, he looks thinner. Like, he get healthy. He's probably watching this.
Hey, Ben.
Don't say his name!
Oh, wait. Did you not say his name earlier? You said his name earlier.
His name is... Finn.
Roger.
Shenanigan! What are you grateful for this week? Moving on.
Editing.
We don't know how to edit. We ain't gonna edit. Oh, we forgot to hit record on the audio. We don't know how to edit.
Doing.
We don't. That's why we're in a car. Anyway, what are you grateful for?
Well, honestly, can I be grateful for two things?
Nope.
Okay. So, two things. I am grateful, first of all, for prayer, because, and I know that sounds like a Jesus, Sunday school, Noah, all those type answers.
Noah?
He was always one of the answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flannel graph. Okay, got it.
I will never forget one time this pastor was preaching.
Shiny!
And he was talking about how David was on the ark and just going off on it. And I'm like...
Shit, his eyes were twitching.
Are we potpourri in the Bible? we just chopping it up and sprinkling it all together.
He said David.
David.
Oh, poor thing.
Getting all them animals together.
That's probably his wild insecurity, and way to go.
He was 89. So anyway,
he's hanging out with David and Noah.
he gone now.
And David's like, hey, remember that time? Remember that time? And Noah's like, dang it!
David was like, wish I was with the animals.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I know for me, a couple of months ago, I realized that for a really, really long time, I had struggled with just feeling weak on the inside. Just feeling like I'm not enough, just feeling, I was just in the gym. It's just, I'm in the gym and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so weak. And you know, you feel it physically, you feel it mentally, you feel it spiritually. And I just remember looking myself dead in the mirror while I was on that treadmill. And I remember praying to God. I just said, make me stronger. Just make me stronger. And I felt my heart connect with the prayer. It wasn't just one of those, you know, throw them out there, Jesus, please make me stronger. I can't lift this 3-pound weight. Instead, it was a genuinely make me internally stronger. And every day since then, I have just felt myself just rise from the ashes and just become stronger and stronger. And the second thing that I am grateful for, I want to say it's friends, but really it's community. I mean, it's our tribe. It's the people that come around us. And you know, this past couple of weeks has just been really busy, and it's been hectic. Actually, it's been a couple of months. And anyway, just having friends to download all that and to be able to walk through that with me and to process it just means the world. And it's so funny because some of my tribe, it's hilarious. So when we do these videos, I don't know that I've told you this. So when we do these videos or we write anything or whatever, there are 3 people. Well, there's actually 4. There's 4 people that I know are going to comment or look at this. And it is always going to be my husband, Steven. The next one is going to be Jim Pryor.
Jim. Okay.
Jim Pryor. He is always, and he'll let me know if I make a mistake too. He's really good at letting me know I make a mistake, which I love him for that. And then my dad. And I'm like, there we go. And then Carrie Harris. She's the other one, but she doesn't make comments.
Carrie Harris.
Oh, Carrie Pryor. She's married to Jim.
You know what, Carrie?
I gotcha. I did their wedding. You would think that I would remember that her name is that.
Fine.
Anyway, but
it's like I'm part of the tribe now.
But I always know Steven, my dad, and Jim. They're gonna make a comment, and so I just love that.
That's
and
cool.
it's just so sweet. So anyway, I'm just really grateful for our tribe and just how everybody comes around us.
You know, I don't think my life group knows that we're doing videos. I know. My mom told me 2 or 3 days ago that she's watching Tasha and Shannon. I'm just like,
note to self: don't talk about mom. Okay.
right.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that's what I'm grateful
Cool.
for. Yep.
All right.
You done?
Yeah, we're not gonna end saying the same thing. It's fine, but it's fine. Even when it's
fine.
not fine, you know, we're working on it. So as long as we're trying, as long as we're out there running our race, we're on the same wavelength. See you next week. We might be in a car. We might be in
On
a
a
closet,
train.
on a boat with a goat. But you know what? We're gonna be here,
Green eggs and
so
ham.
you be here too. What is it? Like us, follow us, share us, email us. What do they say? What do the professionals say?
Call me, beep me if you want to reach me.
Beat me. Beat.
Beep, beep.
Girl, I'm gonna beat you. You're supposed to hit stop right then. I'm
I
gonna beat you.
know.